A boy waits for the right moment. A man makes the moment right. Alex is a man of ritual and routine. He believes in the principle of delayed gratification. Work hard today for a better tomorrow, and the results will surely come. But there still exists some insecurity in his heart, so busy trying to become the man he wants to be that he forgets to simply be him. Being and becoming are two completely separate things. In my estimation, the latter is concerned with a consciousness of chasing but never really having, reaching and grasping but never really obtaining. And the former is a kind of relaxed contentment that you have what it is that you are seeking. I've spent so much of my life in a consciousness of lack that, well, I don't know if it's me completely. You'll have to tell me if you feel the same. I always feel like I'm this individual who's always planning for a better future, similarly to Alex in that particular story, but never really having, never really obtaining. And that way I kind of feel like I'm never truly present in the moment. I'm never truly grateful for what I have. I can't tell you the amount of times I'll be happy when I obtain this new garment of clothing. I'll be happy when I look a particular way, when I have washboard abs for summer, when I'm finally popping out those bicep veins. Only then, only when I meet that criteria, which means sacrificing the day, working hard at the gym, eating very, very strictly, then and only then will I be able to attract the kind of woman that I want into my life. Now, as I begin to talk about this, I think this is either the direct or indirect consequence of a self-improvement voyage that, if you're watching this channel, you are probably on as well. And there is some danger of it. Now, don't mistake me. This isn't going to be a video on how self-improvement is ruining your life. Stop self-improving and all that kind of wish-wash. I wouldn't profess to support that trend and jump on it as of yet, anyway. But this theory is a simple one to comprehend in my estimation. And it goes something like this. If a man makes self-improvement a religion that he professes to, that he subscribes to, then he will always see himself from the perspective of a project that constantly needs work, that constantly needs improvement. Now, while I profess and I completely agree that it is better to see yourself as somebody with potential, with opportunity to be more and do more and improve, and there's always areas to refine because nobody is perfect. In the same way, does it revert us back to the former point I'm making, which is, are we in a consciousness of lacking, of craving, and never really having? I think there needs to be an opportunity for you who's watching this video to relax into the contentment and the gratitude that you fundamentally made progress, that you're a different man to who you were a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And that should be celebrated and certainly acknowledged if we're going to continue to move forward in this regard, because I believe the kingdom is within you. So the kingdom of God cometh not with observations, neither shall they say, lo here or lo there, for behold, the kingdom of God is within you. You have that sacred power within you to actualize the highest version of yourself. And all it takes is a turning of your conscious from the outwards to the inwards. And that's how you actually project energy outwards into the senses. And one of the really fascinating perspectives to view meditation and self-reflection is, if your senses are constantly moving outside, like you're looking outside, you're smelling outside, you're tasting outside, what happens when you close your eyes and turn everything inwards and you start placing that consciousness and attention inside yourself? You start to shine light, you start to develop, you start to find higher knowledge and imbue that and elevate your consciousness in a way which is unparalleled to anything you've ever thought of. Now, I really wanted to share with you a story from an individual who, really the thesis of the story is, to be the man that you want to be, you have to just fundamentally make love to this idea of doing what you want every single day. There is no waiting. Everything is within your grasp, and you should not be affirming this energy of lack. So I'll read this story to you. Just do what you want. Notice how when you're searching for manifesting techniques, it can lead to hours of searching for the perfect technique. But in this journey, it is your reality. Do what feels good, whether robotically affirming, avoiding visualization, or diving into subliminals. Choose what resonates, shifting, living in the end, trusting the process, or not detaching. It's all about your unique path. No one size fits all. Your consciousness influences these things. There was a tremendous book that I read called The Illusion Method. And the illusion method is an idea on how you can start to induce astral projection, which is real, by the way. And the thesis of this book is that if you want to astral project, there are many different techniques that you can learn from, such as the rollout technique, such as the grabbing of the rope technique. But the most important technique is intention. There is no technique. The technique is an illusion. It is false. It is not real. What is more important, and this is consistent in my experience with Neville Goddard, with manifestation, with magnetism, with all these principles, is you intend to do it. Your intention, your resolve, and your execution needs to be higher than 95% when you are doing these things. If you intend with your whole heart and your whole mind to astral project, it doesn't matter which technique you use if you have the intention. Intention is a magic spell that you cast on yourself, reality, and the universe as a consequence of the power of your consciousness within. And it is unprecedented power when you can begin to harness this. And the main resistance getting in the way is the division of your consciousness. It is in the division of your focus, the dissipation of it. And it's the same culprit. I know I'm going to sound like a broken record and you don't need to hear me say it again, but it is in the scrolling. It is in the sexual voyeurism. It is in all these things that would have you move your consciousness from prefrontal cortex down into limbic system and scatter your attention. All these things. Come back to intention. Develop your attention to intend. Find what suits you, even in the face of discouraging 3D challenges. Some may say certain methods don't work, but other people's success stories prove otherwise. We're all different. What works for me, it may not work for you. Experiment, explore, trust your intuition. While some claim techniques are useless, remember, mastering manifestation takes time. Nobody can wake up immediately and become the perfect master manifester. Who knows? They do not need anything to do. Especially after years of negativity, it is a gradual journey, and embracing the learning process is an essential part of the transformation. Techniques are there to saturate your consciousness and mind until you believe you do not need them anymore. They're not a crutch to lean on. They're something to help you hone your intention, as I mentioned before. And this is the magic spell. You are so close to your breakthrough. You can almost taste it. And on the other side is just, there's an interesting quote that's something along the lines of most people are more afraid that they'll get everything that they want as opposed to the fear of not actually getting it. Maybe that's something for you to meditate in this moment. Are you afraid of getting what you truly want? Because to want it is to intend to have it. And to intend to have it is to not have your consciousness scattered by pleasure. It is to unite it in the light of your glorious vision. Like, a lot of people have not even developed that, like a comprehensive vision about what their life will look like. I don't mean, I want a lot of money. Yeah, great. When you have money, then what does your life look like? I'll buy a fast car. Could you be any more animatronic? Could you be more of a robot? You're not even living your life. Those riches are wasted on you. Can you think something more comprehensive than shallow surface level materialism? That's the reason why most of these guys fail, is because it's shallow ideas like that. I just want a big chain. Yeah, how would you feel if you had the things that you have? What then would you do? I would go out driving in my Lamborghini and people would look at me with envy. Christ, what is the opposite of creativity? That's not even your idea. Most of your ideas that you have about what your life wants to look like aren't even yours. Think about that. The idea of your life you want to live isn't even yours. It's just an idea, just a random abstract idea that you saw of somebody living a semi-interesting life that you want to copy and paste onto yours. It has no meaning other than the meaning it has in the eyes of the people watching you. How depressing is that? There's no set rules. Everybody's journey is unique. Don't let random internet advice dictate your process. Ironic. The irony with me here as well. Everybody has different success stories. Instead of endlessly researching on Reddit, do what feels right in your reality. Remember, you create your rules. Do what you want is the point. Results will come maybe tomorrow for you or the next week for others. Progress depends on your beliefs. You write the story. You hold the pen to write your own story. But it is inevitable. Confront negative thoughts. It's okay to be negative sometimes, but your job is to limit and replace that negativity with positivity and a vision for, what you would like to come to fruition and, in the end. Just to wrap this up with a nice, neat little bow on top is, why do you have to wait to live the life that you want to live? Like, if you could take your consciousness and put it in the individual that you are dreaming about every single night, that you go, I can't wait to live his life, how would he approach the circumstance that you are in now? He would approach it without obligation. He would approach it with contentment, with gratitude. No, I get to do these things. I get to create a video. I get to start my business. I get to interact with interesting people online. I get to serve people in my local community. It's not an obligation. It's not an obligation. I get to. You have the opportunity to be an artist in that way. Find the art in your work and you'll never work again. You'll forever be this whimsical, very poetic, very flamboyant, very flagrant artist that you are seeking. You want that kind of whimsy, that carefree, that powerful consciousness behind you, that godlike mastery over your reality. It's not an obligation. It's not an obligation to get up. It is an opportunity. And that is something to meditate on. And those aren't theories, those are facts. Speak soon.